In my many years of working in the financial industry, but as well as being a consumer myself, I can tell you that learning from others' mistakes can prevent financial mistakes that could cost you big. Here are 5 of them if you stay tuned. The biggest mistakes that people make is they overspend. And when I say that, I mean they spend more than they bring in. They don't know it, they feel it, but they haven't really looked at the numbers. Okay? Now, how do you overspend? You really just don't have a process in place to budget, to know where the money is coming in and where it's going out. More importantly, where it's going out. So budgeting can definitely help with the problem with overspending. That is one of the biggest mistakes that people make, is they overspend, but they unknowingly overspend. The other mistake people make are obviously carrying high interest debt. Now, I am not passing judgment here because I too am carrying high interest debt. But the difference between me and maybe most of you is that I have a plan. I have a plan for when I am going to be finally debt free. But it took for me to look at it. As scary as it was, as overwhelming as it was, as shameful as it was, I still had to look at it. But me looking at the real numbers really opened my eyes to, I have to do something. Okay, so carrying high interest debt and continuing to go into high interest debt. Okay, and that leads me to my next thing. If you're overspending and you're carrying high interest debt and you keep going into high interest debt, then you could just forget about saving, because that's another mistake that people make, is they do not save enough. Okay, in fact, so many people I've met are in delusion, thinking they are somehow saving enough without even questioning it. They just think they will have enough. And believe you and me, I work in a place where I'm dealing with people at the retirement stage where they just don't have enough to be able to have a nice, comfortable place to live. Okay, so I've seen what the future can hold if you don't do something now. And saving for retirement, most people do not save enough. The last thing is probably something that maybe doesn't get brought up very often, but it's falling for scams. I know a lot of people are out there trying to help you make more income, and it's super easy. And there are some legitimate industries and companies that will offer you this and deliver, but it still means you have to work. Okay, so I would not believe that my neighbor who made such and such money on buying this stock or this crypto or this invested in this company that's going to blow up and I'm going to make tons of money, I would not necessarily fall for those kind of investment opportunities, because if you're not doing the proper research on just the basics, like basic investing in Canada, basic high interest debts and how to be debt free, then what makes you think that just dumping a whole bunch of money is going to automatically make you financially independent? There is no such thing as making easy money. Okay, there is still work involved. And if someone is trying to tell you about how easy it was, they didn't talk to you about all the years and years of failing and trying and failing and trying. They're only telling you about the one thing that finally worked, right? It's like saying, you finally find the thing that you've lost in the last place you looked. Same thing when you're trying to take advice from somebody who's telling you, yeah, they made a whole bunch of money putting money into this. How many times did they lose money before that to finally get to this one where they made a lot of money? And to me, that's not at all being smarter. That's actually having a bunch of luck if that's the case. So another last mistake most people don't talk about are falling for scams, or taking advice from somebody who's not actually showing you all their cards, who's just giving you their advice, their opinion. And so at the end of the day, you might respect their advice and their opinion, but it doesn't mean you need to follow it. It doesn't mean you need to take it or follow it. I hope that helped. Maybe help you avoid financial mistakes that could really cost you big. And of course, if you wanted to take an individual look at your circumstances, reach out to me. Use the link below. I got you all. Have an awesome day.